I like it. Wow, look at this hair. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta get this hair under control. I'm doing 7 sessions today. It's 7 session Sunday, but I'm going to do 7 sessions. I'm going to shave, but you won't even be seeing me because you're mostly going to be seeing a whiteboard because I'm doing math. 7 session Sunday on Facebook. So go find Crouton Ramon's House of Math on Facebook, and I'll be doing sessions there if you want to see those. This session is going to be very short. I'm just looking at my hair. I love it. Anyway, and see, I'm growing my beard out to see that, yeah, there's less gray. How come there's less gray? Oh, all right. What's this? It's copper. What are we doing with the copper? Well, I'm showing you the copper. What color is that? Oh, it's blue. Cupric oxide. So what you do is, this is not cupric oxide. This is copper that's absorbable, bioavailable to humans. A more bioavailable form of copper, which is an essential nutrient, are right here. Oh, this is cilantro. It's a heavy metal detox. And this is chlorella. And this is also spirulina. And you know what color they are. Okay. So when copper reacts in a certain way, it turns green. Very, very good for you. Look how green that is. Dark green. Oh, very good for you. Okay. And then you take in combination with this stuff and you remove the metals and toxins from your body. Okay. When you have a different kind of reaction, like say you seed some clouds and then you hit it with lasers, you get this reaction, and then the water is blue. Blue rain. How come the rain fall? I didn't know that you guys were really that math illiterate and can't do chemistry and the basics. All right. So what they do is they pulverize the copper, they put it through the clouds, and then they hit it with lasers, and then there's an endothermic reaction. And when the endothermic reaction happens, you get crazy amounts of rain. And then you get lots of dead kids. But see, if they were dropping bombs, then you guys would get all upset. But since they're only, it's just weather, nobody gets upset. Oh, it was wildfire. Nobody gets upset. Okay, so what you do is you take the copper. I'm going to try and make this as redundant as fuck. And you pulverize it. It's not this copper. Like I said, this is the kind of copper we can eat. And by the way, this is too much copper. You got to like cut this thing in half. You don't need this much copper. You only need a little bit of copper a day in this form. Get it in a much more bioavailable form like this. But anyway, you pulverize it, you put it in the clouds. Okay, and then what you need is hydrogen, because when hydrogen and cupric oxide combine, you get an endothermic reaction, which is H2O. Oh shit, no, I can't remember. What's the other one? H2O. Let's see here. Let's do it. Cupric oxide endothermic reaction. And let's see here. Yes. And the decomposition of cupric oxide is an endothermic reaction, meaning it requires energy input, typically in the form of heat, to proceed. Huh. And then it breaks down into copper and O2. And then what do the O2 do? The O2 combine with the hydrogen and you get H2O. You also get H2O2. That's a peroxide. You get a bunch of O2s and H's and O's and H's. Anyway, you get a fuck ton of water. It falls out of the sky and it drowns people. That's basically what it is. It's not fucking hard math. It's not beyond their ability. It's not fucking conspiracy theory. There's evidence for it every fucking where. Oh, the rain is blue. How come the water in the reservoir is blue? The water falling from the sky is blue. Oh, look, I caught some water and it's blue. Because there was an endothermic reaction involving copper. This stuff not hot. Okay, 7 sessions, that's 5, and 2 more, will be on Facebook at Crouton Ramon's House of Math. Some of them may end up here. Like you'll see a couple that are not live. If you go look at the video feed, I put one of Crouton Ramon's videos there because there's lots. It's never going to wind up on my website because they're swearing and such. And no, the fucking marms can't handle the F word. That comes with knowledge. Anyway, it's Sunday. I got some stuff to do. And then after I get done doing that stuff, perhaps this evening I'll come back and make another one of these here on YouTube. But the 7 sessions, which will involve mostly math, are going to be on Facebook. Well, that's nice to have some confirmation. How about your dad make a video? Because I'm just some fucking guy that does math. I mean, one of my favorite things, well, not favorite, I was actually dismayed, is she was so much better educated than me and smarter than me by no stretch of the imagination. This woman was smarter than me, but she deferred to me because I do math and she only did chemistry and she understands the hierarchy. That chemistry, right? Physics is below the mathematics, right? Because physics is the fucking language it's all written in, right? The mathematics is the language that it's all written in. So that's the top of the pyramid. And then after that, the applied mathematics. And then after that, right? And chemistry, what's chemistry? Chemistry is just math applied to atomic particles and understanding. And to me, that's like one of the most fascinating facets. How the fuck we take oxygen and then you put them together with hydrogen and you stick the buggers together and you get water. That's 2 gases. What happened? Right? I mean, all these other reactions. Like I've seen some fun stuff in chemistry. We used to have this chemistry teacher. Well, he wasn't a chemistry teacher; he was a demolitions teacher. He made bombs. He was a weapons expert. But anyway, at the Naval Academy, and his lectures were fucking the bestest because shit blew up in that class and fucking ceiling tiles came down. And I'm talking like 30-foot ceiling, 40-foot ceilings, like big fucking lecture halls, and still fucking anyway. He would do stuff, and you didn't sit in the front row in his fucking class. Many of us found that out the hard way because you're interested because you want to see, but then you don't want to get wet and covered in stuff. And he didn't give a fuck. That guy was great. Anyway, because chemistry is messy, right? I mean, chemistry can get messy. But we were safe. We were always safe, except for a couple of times. Maybe we weren't so safe because one time he had this stuff that was, I don't remember what it was. Shit. But it was highly volatile and it was powder. It was dry form. And he had a little pile and he was super ginger. He's not very he was super ginger with it. And he put it down very carefully. And then he fucking took a yardstick, right? And we knew something was coming because he put his glasses on and he had his safety shield on. And he fucking took that yardstick and hit the table with it. Just went pink. And that shit blew up. And it was awesome. His was the best class. That was the bestest class I ever had. I wish I would have finished it. Anyway, anyway, chemistry for fun and profit. But the idea is it's just cloud seeding, it's just technology, and it's weather warfare. Dane Wigington can tell you about it, but apparently Dane doesn't tell you about why the water is blue. Well, why is the water blue? Because cupric oxide. Why did Nino Rodriguez see all the lasers shooting in the sky? Why did all these people take pictures of lasers in the sky? And then there's fucking lightning and all kind of stuff. And it was crazy. Oh, and what happens? It's an endothermic reaction. So it goes from 90 degrees to 50 degrees in a matter of moments, right? Rapidly. Everybody noticed, wow, it got cold. Because it's an endothermic reaction. All the evidence is there. But I'm a crazy person. Oh, I look like a crazy person. Not to mention, I'm melanated, so we can't know shit, right? You got to have white skin if you're going to do science. Unless, of course, you're fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson, which is an embarrassment to all of us. Fucking actor. But anyway, I will be doing 7 sessions on Facebook. You guys can watch this. This is not one long video because no need be long. But I will tell you one more time, people. Get this into you. I'll put a link below. But get this into you. Because what's happening It's crazy what's happening. It's insane what's happening. But what they're going to do is try to claim you. And if you can put out, if you're putting out a MAC address, you have been genetically modified and you are subject to claim. So maybe, just maybe, you don't want to seed clouds. What you want to do is take these plants that take the copper and convert it into a bioavailable form. And turns out that bioavailable form, since it is copper in there, detoxes you because it bonds with every other heavy metal and pulls it out of you. And then you get some magic in there, which is plants. Plants do magic. Earth does magic. Right? The greatest of the alchemists use Mother Earth because Mother Earth is the ultimate. Right? Oh, good. So he knows what I'm talking about. Ever been discriminated against? No, that never happens. It's not in the science world. They're academic. Academics aren't racist. Oh, fuck, I just made my joke. See, God will strike you down if you say shit like that out loud. Anyway, cilantro heavy metal detox. Right? What is it? It's just cilantro. But cilantro has some organic chemistry going on in there that makes the cilantro and the copper that much better for removing heavy metals from you. And brah, this stuff right here, this is tasty. Yeah, you know, like most of the stuff I offer to you guys or tell you guys about tastes like hell, like sulfur and so forth. Oh, and by the way, the sulfur. What does the sulfur do? See, my sons and I were talking about this earlier because what the sulfur does is make all this stuff work better. That's all it does, right? So make sure you drink your water. But the sulfur just makes everything more bioavailable, more dilute, makes the urine that much better. But the idea is sulfur makes everything, all the stuff, all the supplements, all the ubiquinol and everything else. Sulfur just makes it work better. B vitamins, everything, whatever it is. Minerals, because you don't need vitamins, you need minerals. What your body wants is minerals. Okay, but I just thought I'd explain that since everybody seems to be mystified. Because they can't do math because they've been dumbed down, and so if they can't do math, for fuck's sure they can't do chemistry. Actually, that's not true. I've actually known some students that they hated math, but they could do chemistry. But then they figured out that the mathematics was actually stopping them from doing more quote unquote advanced chemistry. But see, then they figured out that, wait a minute, the math that they're doing in chemistry and the math that they hate, they could do the math over here because it was chemistry. It wasn't math, it was chemistry. So they could do that, that math. But then when I did the exact same shit, but it was just pure mathematics, they couldn't do it because they can't do math. I've had the same thing with physics because physics is just math. And I've had lots of guys that could do the physics math, but then when I did the same math, same fucking math, just changed the numbers, they couldn't do it because they didn't recognize it as physics. It was mathematics. And see, we have this thing, and that's programming that they put in there. Jason talks about the dungeon programming. They put the programming in there that you're bad at math. I have a little boy that I'm having a great time with. His big sister is a beautiful girl, and she can do math, but she doesn't feel like she can do math. But yet she got A's, but she doesn't like math. But she got A's all through her high school career and all in college. She got A's in math. But she's programmed to think that she's, even though she's getting A's, that she's bad at math. A lot of guys I know like that too. Or that math is somehow difficult or hard or whatever. Right? No, math is intrinsic to the human. Math is intrinsic to the human. And then here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do this on Facebook, but 26 of them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Eric the half a B, HIJKLMNOP, Eric the half a B, QRSTUV, Eric the half a B, WXYNZ, Eric the half a B. Anyway, 26 letters. You should know A is 1. You should know Z is 26. You should know, I don't know. You should know, Q is 17. You should know V is 22. You should know that. You should know that. Because then you can do stuff. And see, here's the other thing I'm going to talk about is there are lots of video now of little children being human calculators. No need for a device. You give them a bunch of numbers and they can add them. You give them a bunch of numbers, they can multiply them. You give them a bunch of numbers, right? All here. No need for a device. Right? I'm so old that I still have numerous phone numbers in my head. I don't need a device. I know people that couldn't. I was in jail, and this one guy would be out of jail the next day, except he couldn't remember his fucking mother's phone number. His own mother. He couldn't remember the number to call her to get the right. And his bail was like $500, so it was $50 to get him out. But he was stuck there because he couldn't remember his mother's number. All right. I can remember numbers from great. I can remember time. You wanted to call time? Well, it was the easy one because they made it super easy. But 808-244-1212, that number I'm sure doesn't exist anymore, but that used to be the time for Wailuku. Maui Theater, Kalamanu Theater. Just have the number memorized because you dial it so much. National Weather Service. I would spit the numbers out for some of my friends, but the numbers are still good and people on the internet are stupid. So anyway, but I mean, how many friends can I remember? Oh, and one friend, he wants to get his old number back, but he can't get it back. But I mean, because that was their number forever. But we used to keep our numbers up here, not in a device. Now they want it. Now they're taking. You can't even remember numbers. You can't remember, and you only have to remember 7. You don't have to remember for the most part, especially in Hawaii, 808. That's it. All of them after 808. Then right. Okay. Around here, you got to remember area codes and all kind of stuff, right? But so you have to remember an extra 3 numbers, whether it's a 602 or a whatever. But anyway, the idea being is that they've dumbed you down and they've made your mind so weak you can't remember numbers and you can't do math in your head. You need a machine. And if you don't have the machine, and now they're getting to the point where you're just going to ask Chat GPT to do the math because you don't even know how to do the math. You don't know which number to divide by which and which one comes first and all that kind of stuff. Right? I've had women with calculators in their hand asking me mathematics questions like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but let's just pretend it was like, say, 23,000 and we paid them $1,500. What percentage of 23,000 is that? We've got a calculator, but she couldn't do the math because she didn't remember. She couldn't remember which one to divide by who and so on. Anyway, that's where they're going. Okay, we can put an end to that with the House of Math and my website. And some knowledge. But the idea is it's gotten to the point where they can pull shit off right in front of you, leave the evidence laying around, and everybody's like, how come the rain is blue? And I could get into more, but they'll kick me off of YouTube for talking about Lahaina. But that was also just science. And blue, again, sapphire blue lasers. Anyhow, I'm going to quit. And like I said, 7 sessions. It's not coming immediately because I got stuff to do. But between now and late, I'm going to be doing some videos. And then turns out it's, I don't know if there's birthday celebrations today. Not my birthday, but my significant other's birthday today. So I may be involved in some celebrations later. So I don't know how many I'm going to get done. But anyway, it's supposed to be 7 sessions Sunday, and I'm going to try and get them all done. But like I said, I got stuff to do between now and then. And and I got great stories. So I'm going to try and put one, if not tonight, then tomorrow. Then I don't ever do it. You know this, because if it's not one damn thing, it's another damn thing. But get on Facebook and I'll be there, at least for a few sessions. But like I said, that's going to be mostly math, but with commentary like this. And I'll have a whiteboard and I'll be doing stuff. 7s is going to be the thing. And A, B, C, D, E, F, G, getting the children. See, the reason why you don't know that it's not automatic to you, what the number and letter association, because nobody taught you. They didn't do that in school. But it's kind of important. So make sure your grandbabies get that. So when you're teaching them the ABCs, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So they know A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, G is 7. G7. 8, 9, right? Okay. And then some of the notice will be more noticeable to you. How that? Okay, and with that, Kurt Ramon in the house, but it's the 100th monkey. So Crime Stoppers, get it together. We got stuff to do. And you need the knowledge if you're going to do stuff. Simple as that. It's all right. Educate yourself, and then you can educate others. E pluribus unum, Crime Stoppers. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, one last thing over here before I stop. Look, it says not yet, not yet. And this is the other thing. The other day when I was making video, see how when I end it, I have to hit, are you sure you want to end it? The other one just ended. And it ended on special numbers because they're fucking with me. And I can prove it, and I'll show you later on because it wasn't a random number that it died on. And again, I have to end it, and this just ended. Anyway. True that. But I would never call an attorney because I'm the attorney, in fact, for the all caps name. And so should you be. All right. Talk to you guys later.